Well, it's late Saturday night. I'm up here in the shop doing some work. I have some curtains to put up. I just finished the second one, and you see that I have a couple more to get knocked out. What's going on, guys? It's Tuesday afternoon. I'm up here in the shop. I've got a lot done so far in the last several days. I've got a lot more to do, so let's get started. Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Jason. Welcome to Redfish Bluefish. It's Friday. We're all here together. Thank you so much. I've been watching the chat roll by, but I've been trying to orchestrate things on my end, so I haven't been chatting much. First of all, before I get started, Ed, you are the awesome one, my friend, not me, you. So guys, let me get right in before I get sidetracked, as I am very wont to do. I apologize for the for the echo in here. Please let me know if the audio is absolutely dreadful and you can't hear anything before I proceed. Please, someone in chat jump in. Let me know if everything is okay in terms of audio. We're still quite empty and can be a little bit unpleasant. How are we on audio, guys? I'm going to assume we're okay, as long as I don't get hit in the head with a brick or a virtual brick or any of that kind of thing. I am going to jump right in and do the top 10 early birds. These are the first 10 people who were in chat before the stream even started, okay? This shouldn't surprise you. In number 1 spot, we have Dragon Lair. In number 2 spot, we have Chattanooga Ed. Number 3, we have Peplin Creek Aquatics. Number 4, Cichlids 23. What's up, buddy? Number 5, Color Guppies. Number 6, we have Fish Whisperer Miles. Number 7, Cody Sun. Next, we have Chris John. In 9th place, we have Yeehaw, Catfish Terry. And in 10th place, last but certainly not least, Recon 338. Thank you so much, guys, for coming by. You can see that I have some tanks lit up behind me. Unfortunately, my accessory light here, let me see if I can adjust it up. Get a little bit brighter. Whoa, we're going crazy. We're going crazy. You know what? Let me put on some light at the very front of the shop, and I'll be right back. Let me go turn that on. There we go. That should help with the lighting situation. Yeah, my little accessory light just before we went live started flickering and going crazy. No, anyway, to get back to the what I commented on before, Chattanooga Ed dropping a lot of kindness there. In fact, so many people dropping so much kindness there before we go live tonight. You guys are the awesome one, not me. Not me at all. So let me jump over and see what our metrics look like, see how many we got in here. It says we have 34 concurrent viewers right now and 24 likes. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in with me on your Friday night. Please do not forget that I am historically horrible with keeping up with chat. There's just far too much of it that flies by, and I just get overwhelmed. So, do a little bit of catch up. This week has been great. It's been very productive. You can see it. Got a lot of stuff done behind me. We've gone and done a lot of setup around here. Basically, a lot of time was devoted to cleaning and scraping and sticker scraping and that sort of thing. Got the lights laid out. Come up with a couple of things that I think will be future annoyances, but we're going to kind of wait and see how they play out. I can tell that I'm going to have to do something with a couple of things. We'll go into it in the next video. Let me jump right into chat and see if I missed anything. I see a ton of people in here. Thank you so much, guys, again for joining. I'm going to go through chat and see if I see any obvious @ messages to me. It's like a super quick scan, trust me on this one. I think we're in actually pretty good shape. For the most part, it seems like we're solid. We've got a comment here from Danikin Aquatics. Dude, the racks look awesome. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that, Kenny. These are the same racks that you saw when you came down. And these racks are ones that I put together, and I had every intention of standing up in my house. And they were specifically put together to present 20-gallon long aquariums with the skinny side facing out, which in most shops would be very much not wanted. It's very much wanted in my shop. And the reason why is because much of this shop is going to, well, I keep saying shop. Really, it's a shop, it's a studio, it's a gallery. And there's going to be a certain portion of this shop dedicated to gallery space, really showing off the beauty of planted aquariums, some aquascapes, some really fantastic fish species. We're gonna get crazy with that. But with that said, what we're going to do is I wanted to collapse a lot of my species tanks. These tanks behind me here that you're seeing, they're specifically for housing animals only. They are not for housing plants or anything else. Because I'm working with a limited amount of space, and it's this large, nearly 1,000 square foot area that's basically in a square, I wanted to collapse in the beginning the same racks I had built for home use into this corner. Kind of think of it as a critter corner, right? Those are specifically livestock tanks, which is why I crafted these lids to go on top of them. The last thing that I want are fish jumping out and that sort of thing. So a little bit on that to kind of give you guys some direction. You might be thinking, this is some bizarre racks for a shop. I don't think so. Now you would be right in thinking, wow, it would be great if he would paint them, maybe like black the backs out, something like that. We're going to be doing something like that this very weekend. I've got a friend of mine, a good buddy and a friend of the channel and a subscriber, Mr. Joe Clyde, coming out this weekend to give me a hand on some things I've been kind of running through my head, like how can we not paint the aquariums, which I don't want to do in this configuration, but achieve much the same effect? What can we do with ingenuity? So he's going to come out and give me a hand on some of that this weekend. That's going to be fun. Now, one thing, you saw my video, it closed out on me basically going through the RO filter. I've gone through it, the instructions, the whole 9 yards. That's going to go together first thing off the bat. We're going to get the water system set up and built this weekend. A big thing that I've got to get sorted out is basically mounting the manifolds, which are, if you don't know what a manifold is, it's essentially a long tube that lots of airlines come off of. And typically speaking, you mount them up high to prevent any kind of back siphoning, that sort of thing. And we're going to get those. We've got 2 of them because we have 2 air pumps. 2 separate air pumps that I ordered, one for one rack, one for the other. We're going to get those mapped out and installed this weekend. And with a small degree of luck, we're going to begin producing our own water, remineralized water, and all of that. So we're moving along at a fair rate. I'm pretty happy with the progress so far. Let me jump into chat and see what's going on, guys. Please remember, if you have any specific question for me, please @ Redfish Bluefish so it kind of stands out. Let me jump in my other window and follow it there. It's much easier. Hope you guys have been having a fantastic week. So it looks like we have 33 in and 28 likes. Guys, thank you so much for helping out with the metrics there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the camera here in a moment, and I'll do a little bit of kind of walk around and show you some different angles of some stuff I have going on. I realize that some people may have missed the big reveal, my last live stream last Friday, and they didn't get a chance to kind of see what was going on there. So I'll go over a few things. I'm not going to spend too much time on what we've already covered, but why not? All right, looks like we're in good shape. Let me grab this camera real quick. We'll take a look around a little bit. And here are the remains of the RO unit that I was putting together and filming that you guys saw. Not much progress beyond what you saw. This is the Evolution RO. Let me flip the camera here and make it right for you. So guys, since we're actually having some rains today, and I'd like to take a look outside and see if the view is a little bit better. It'll certainly be dark, but we can check it out. Oh yeah. Yeah, guys, it is actually had to kill that light. It was freaking out. It's actually not the greatest view out there right now. It's really drizzly and gross, but at least the air is cleared. It has just been miserable the last going on better part of a week. I know you guys, a lot of you in the western part of the country have been suffering a lot from the smoke and that sort of thing. It's been very unpleasant. I actually wanted to give a couple of shout outs. We've had 2 subscribers that just popped up. Want to do the right thing and share it with everybody. Looks like we have Rohan J. Thank you so much for subscribing, Rohan J. Really appreciate it. Hope you hang around. And right after Rohan came John Quinn. Thank you so much, John. I appreciate you joining Redfish Bluefish. Guys, if we have anybody here tonight who is not yet subscribed to my channel, I would really appreciate it if you'd consider doing so. Make sure you hit that little bell to get notifications when we're doing cool things that are yet to come. So, for people who have not been here before, I've right at the beginning of September, I secured a location, a commercial location here at Green Bank Farm, which is not actually a farm. It used to be. Now it's a very large, I would call it I would call it a combination of a nature sanctuary, an Audubon trail, and a collection of really cool shops that are all sort of earth-friendly / nature-centric. It's about 120 acres, something like that. So we opened our shop. We're in the process of opening it. We're not open yet. But we opened the doors on September 1st, certainly to moving in and making a lot of changes. A lot of things are in the works, and it's just tons of challenges right now while we get set to open our doors and go into business, primarily online, but also we're a brick and mortar store. That's first and foremost. But right now, with the challenges that the current pandemic and other things have going against us all right now, we're going to primarily be online and by appointment. If you want to call in advance or sort of email, we're going to work that out and let us know you're on the way. Certainly, we're going to do that. And apart from that, we're primarily going to be online. So with that said, it doesn't really change the equation much when, due to the current, stresses of the pandemic, there are such shortages in supplies, and that's something that we've been dealing with right off the bat. I've been struggling to get some additional aquariums, some glass in here, and there's just a massive glass shortage that we're still dealing with. Now, the good news is I got a call today from one of my dealers, and it seems that I was at least able to get 3 larger 75-gallon aquariums heading out to me. It should be coming out. I believe it's going to be pulled on Friday and Monday, and probably headed out to me for arrival on Wednesday. So that's great. We'll be able to make a little bit more progress, get some more stuff in here. Got a lot of supplies coming in as well, things that I need for the shop. So it's a little bit frustrating right now. It's not frustrating. It's just kind of, if you're an anxious type person that likes things to happen quickly, then this is the frustrating phase, right? Getting everything set up. So let me jump into chat and see what's going on. Recon 338 with a comment here, I see. I need those racks in my bedroom. I think the landlord would love it. No, I don't think the landlord would love it, man. I doubt it. But you could build some really, really easy. Just get you a nice table saw, some screws, a drill. You're golden, man. Oh, Cichlids23 forgets that he had Marion berry pie ice cream. Well, that's a foul on you, man. You should not be forgetting such beautiful things like that. It looks like we have Foxy's Fishies in here. Welcome, Foxy's Fishies. Thank you for stopping by. Sorry, I'm just kind of scanning through comments here to see if I missed anything big. I'm kind of notorious for that. Looks like we got Aqua Balls in here. Appreciate you coming by, Aqua Balls. Aqua Balls is one of my mods, and we got Candy Overholes, one of my mods supremo. Candy, everybody knows, is a super uber professional mod. And I believe I saw Punchy Paints. Hey, Punchy Paints is in here as well. Punchy is also a mod at my channel. I just kind of want to give a shout out to my mods. Most of the time I forget to do so. I don't want to make that same mistake this time. Thank you so much, mods, for hooking me up and making sure that chat moves and all of that stuff is going on. Recon 338 with a follow-on comment. I don't think the landlord loves the 2 tanks he can see. There's 2 more already in the bedroom. What he don't know won't hurt him. Hopefully he's not watching. I agree. What he doesn't know will not hurt him. And you know what? What he does know won't hurt him either, Come on, guys. You know that the number of fish tanks that explode in space is pretty small. It's a really tiny fraction of times that actually happens. In fact, I'll kind of go back, kind of unwind in time a little bit here. My first, in fact, my last live stream I did for you guys, I kind of, the intro, in the intro I said that it was very, very difficult looking for this space, for this commercial space for the last 2 years. And I had found location after location that were all suitable, all fantastic. And every time you rock up to a location, you start filling out forms and you start getting quotes for insurance and this and that, and everything seems to be going well. When that blows up, that's a loss. That's money. It costs you money to do that every time. So when you do that multiple times in a row, it's not fun, especially when it's blowing up in your face every time. So every time I heard mentioned, water damage. So just a little shout out there about landlords and water damage. When your landlords are kind of, well, I don't know about this, I don't know about that. You're moving in an apartment, so you can't have anything larger than a so-and-so. It's not just residential and apartments. It's commercial. It's a big problem in a lot of commercial spaces. So, but key to getting that sorted out is being upfront. Saying aquariums and water, and just being honest with them. And eventually, you will find that space. It took me 2 years to find the space. So if you are out there and you are doing this sort of thing, you're looking for a space, or you're thinking of looking for your own space to set up your own gig, God bless you. Stick to it, keep doing it, and stick to your guns, because you're probably going to run into a whole lot of no's before you find that yes. And then, once in a while, when you do find that yes, you need to be highly scrutinized. You need to really scrutinize that yes, that one yes that finally comes through. Is there a reason they're saying yes? There could be something wrong with the space. So if you're in that situation, just stick to your guns and you will eventually get there. It'll take some time sometimes, but you'll get there. Well, it looks like we're losing Jeffrey Watts. Jeffrey Watts, thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate you hanging out with us. I get it that 8:30 p.m. on the Pacific Coast, which is what time it is where I'm here on beautiful South Whidbey Island, it can be quite late in the Friday evening out east. So sleep well. Vinoksky Tanks, welcome Vinoksky Tanks. I have not seen you in a long time. Chevy Fish, welcome Chevy Fish. It's always a great thing to see you. 44 Mad Guy, Fish Whisperer Miles. Man, we've got all the regulars here. And guys, if I haven't mentioned you by name, it's just because there's so many chat messages flying by, and I just can't catch everyone. Dannykin Aquatics, Catfish Terry. I'm just calling out the ones that are popping up in front of me as you guys chat, for lack of a better way to do it. Peplin Creek Aquatics with a comment here at Redfish Bluefish. Rohan J joined from Father Fish. He was speaking very highly of you this morning. Oh wow! I didn't know that. Thank you so much for pointing that out, Pep. I've been so busy starting at about 6 a.m. onward that my day from like 6 a.m. to like 6 p.m. is just solid. It's just packed with regular work and IT stuff and planning and ordering and shop setup and you name it. That's awesome. I really appreciate that. Father Fish and I have been talking a little bit, going back and forth. Maybe some collaboration in the future. Who knows? I just need to get through this initial setup. I see a subscriber here. I'm assuming Fish with Internet. I love that. Fish with Internet. Fish with Internet is in Toronto, I guess. Nice. Appreciate you coming by, Fish with Internet. I love the username. That's awesome. Yes, I see a comment here from Dragon Lair mentioning something that I have noticed more often than not recently with one of my subscribers here. Every time the subscriber mentions, poor Terry keeps getting flagged, and we have to okay his messages to get released. So, yes, I've noticed that. Hopefully it's just a temporary thing. Yeah, Fish Whisperer Miles with a comment here asking me a question. Are you going to get more and bigger tanks, redfish, bluefish? Yes, I am. Yes, sir. So I have 30 20-gallon longs right now, and I have two 40-gallon breeders and a single 75. I've got 3 more 75s coming in, and that's it for now, because I feel that is more than enough to bring in some of the things that I'm working on, guys. I don't want to go into too many details, but some very, very cool stuff is coming. You know, most recently, last weekend, pardon me, guys. Last weekend, a really good friend of mine came out to the shop studio. You may know him. He lives here in the area, kind of, well, not really where I live, but we're more than close enough to hook up whenever we want to. Bentley Pasco came out, and he did some filming here. We got some cool footage, and we did kind of a little impromptu interview. Maybe something coming there on Bentley's channel. I hope to see something there. But we had a great time. We just basically, more than anything, Bentley and I just kind of hung out, and I kind of told him, you know, plans, and kind of showed him around a little bit. And we did even a little driving around the island. We grabbed some really great lunch afterwards, so it was a good time. The only bad time of it, I guess I would say, is that the smoke from the forest fires has just been murder. It's just been terrible to deal with. So we were dealing with that at the same time, trying to film, trying to do some interviews. It was an interesting weekend. We got a comment from Recon 338 here saying, I'm too tired to stand. You take this one, Tim. Recon, you must be working long days, my friend, or waking up really early, or a combination of the two. Hey, Chubby Guppy. Appreciate you coming by, man. And Muppet 929, I don't know how I miss seeing your name pop up. It's always a great stream when people like Muppet 929 are here. 44 Mad Guy Fish and more. What's going on, my friend? Oh, I appreciate that so much, Kenny. I really do, man. It was such a great time having you come by. Kind of drive around the island a little bit. I like kind of hanging out with interesting people and just kind of hitting record on a camera or something like that and just go with no agenda, just see what happens. Sometimes with that's when you capture the most interesting moments, the best footage, have the best times for sure. So anytime you want to come back, man, you are welcome. Oh yeah, Cichlids 23, Recon is definitely gonna be trading his paychecks with you any day now. He told me, for sure, he told me. It was in a telegram. Yeah. Saturday off every now and again would be nice to have, wouldn't it? Oh, well, guys, I will admit that I wish I had more progress to show. Frankly, I got kind of side railed with some other things, mostly good, some of them not so good. Family stuff that wasn't so great, but we made it through it. I think that let me see, how long have we been going here, guys? Let me see where's the counter on this crazy thing? Looks like we've been going 37 minutes. That's not bad. Hopefully, you guys are having you have a decent weekend planned. You know what I've been doing, actually? I sat up late last night and I was doing a lot of Google searching of of plant stuff, aquariums, so, hobby related stuff, trade related stuff. And I don't know, something sent me off on a kind of a, I digressed from my path, and I started doing a little kind of a YouTube search, and I decided to go back in time a little bit and live vicariously through my youth. And I started doing some YouTube surfing of some really old school Seattle scene music back from 84, 85. We're talking Green River. I don't know if you guys or any of you guys are into music. If you're into like the grunge scene or the pre-grunge scene, I consider it pre-grunge. Checking out some Green River, some really old school Seattle music, and I got stuck into a bunch of it. And I stayed up until it must have been, must have been 2 a.m. So I went from 9 p.m. until 2 a.m. Really getting stuck into listening to really old demo. We're talking demo recordings from Alice in Chains, stuff like that from way back in the day. Mudhoney, really, really cool music that's that you just don't come across like that anymore. They just don't make it like that anymore. So I kind of got into that last night, and I got sidetracked, and before I knew it, it was way past time for bed. So I hit the bed, I hit the hay really, really late, and woke up way late. And I'm not even joking with you guys. The video that I threw up as the intro, which is about 5 minutes long, I finished editing that thing and working through some bugs, no joke, 12 minutes before we went live tonight. So I really have to manage my time better, because it's getting ridiculous. We're really flying close to the sun here. Anyway, guys, let me jump through chat real quick, and we're probably going to mop up. Fish Whisperer Miles with a comment here. So what's this? What type of fish am I going to keep? Mollies, guppies, cichlids, red teal. Wow, lots of fish there, buddy. I talked about it last live stream. You might want to go back and check that out, but I'll talk about it a little bit. And I've spoken about it many months before, kind of my background. I'll go into it again. My first job, legal paying job ever, and I was still a kid at the time, was working for an outfit in deep South Texas called Paradise Pets. It was a massive pet shop, a huge pet shop. It used to be basically one of those big, you guys have seen gas stations, convenience stores. And then once in a while you happen across a mega convenience store that's not truck stop size, but somewhere in between. Well, this shop was set up in what used to be one of those, so it was huge. And that was my first job ever, a legal job ever. Wink, wink. Working in a pet shop. And I didn't know anything other than I kept fish, I bred angels, that sort of thing, but never worked commercially. And got hired there. And I very quickly fell in love with the trade, the trade side of the business, the trade side of the hobby. And I really did well, and I in no time flat, I was more or less running the entire fish section of the shop, which was almost all the shop. It was basically a fish shop which dabbled in some reptiles and some large birds, and that was about it. It didn't take long for me to basically be in charge of ordering stuff. And at the time, this was way pre-1990, right? Pre-1990. I've been around for a minute or two. It was not long before I was in charge of ordering stock. And at the time, we imported most of our live rock. We imported a lot of our freshwater species. And it was up to me to basically do that. Talk to overseas vendors, talk to overseas import distributors, what have you, and get what we need in the shop. And that kind of opened the door to me getting my own import license. And I kind of dabbled in importing a little bit here and there, like piggybacking off of other orders a few times. Didn't really do much of that. But because I did that, I kind of always renewed my import license. I've had an import license for a long, long time. And I didn't do anything with it forever. And I covered some of this last time. I've talked about it before. Forgive me if I'm kind of reiterating myself, repeating myself too often. But life happened. And I had to get a real job. And it's not to say that working in a fish store isn't a real job. I needed to make more money, and it just wasn't possible at the time. So, you know, school and college and all that stuff, life happens. I eventually began to work. I went to work for and on behalf of and with the U.S. government overseas, mostly in Southeast Asia, East Asia, South Asia even, parts of Europe, South America as well, but mostly Asia. And while I was over there, obviously working for the government, hopping from country to country, I could, who knows what I could be doing from month to month. I couldn't keep fish, couldn't even keep plants, because I could be away from home for weeks at a time, and I was. So instead, as I jumped from Malaysia to Singapore to Indonesia to Japan to India to wherever, I would always be on the lookout for trade shows or any hobby-related show. If it was, it didn't matter what the subject was. If it was related to the hobby, I would go. And I would listen, I would learn, and that was kind of how I fed the beast, how I fed the monkey on my back, as it were. And I met loads of people there, shook a lot of hands, got a lot of business cards. And I did that for many years. And, you know, kind of fast forward, I'm back in the US, it's many years later. It just makes sense that something I've been so interested in for so long, and I've cultivated so many contacts in regards to, it just makes sense that I would finally, you know, let's go ahead and do it. Let's see where this goes. So Miles, to kind of get back to your question, the sort of fish that I am, and the animals and plants sort of thing I'm going to be dealing in, are mostly nano species, and not because I don't like larger fish, I don't like Oscars and cichlids and that sort of thing. The species that I'm going to be dealing in are primarily nano species, and not to say they have to be 2 inches or under specifically, but smaller fish, not specifically nano fish, but smaller fish, mainly because right now with the current pandemic going on, larger fish they just simply don't ship as well as smaller fish. They just don't. I think everyone would mostly agree with that. Apart from these smaller species of animals, I'm going to be dealing in a large number of plants, freshwater plants. That's kind of my big forte, that's my go-to. Apart from that, I want to touch on something I've mentioned a couple times. This isn't just a shop. This is a studio, and it's also a gallery. And you guys are just going to have to stay tuned. Make sure to click that bell. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel to keep up to date with this whole thing as it unrolls day by day. Well, I'll leave it there. Miles, if that doesn't answer your question, nothing will, buddy. Sorry for the digression, but I am the king of them. Jeff Chambers with a question. Do you plan on shipping out of the store or just retail? Absolutely both. Yeah, shipping out of the store and retail. Absolutely. Got a comment here from Fish Whisperer Miles. I got angelfish, loaches, koi, goldfish, eels, rasbora, bettas, and archers. Elephant nose. Wow. Well, you have a whole lot of stuff. No, Cichlids 23, it's not going to be 2.79 inches to the micron or less. No, it will not be like that. Basically, so I've had an import license for a long time. I've imported many animals. I know the game. Most people do it wrong. I'll leave it there. But I've been set up with some pretty killer sources that most people either can't get set up with or just don't even bother with getting set up with because their max or their minimum order quantity is just way beyond what most people can handle. Luckily, I know these people. I've worked with them a long time. They're friends of mine, and I've been speaking with them, and actually speaking with them throughout this whole thing, very carefully planning this so we don't get into a situation where we put all our eggs in one basket and we left something unaccounted for. I don't roll that way. So, guys, I don't know if you can tell, I'm actually starting to lose my voice here. It's getting pretty hoarse. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. I know I for sure I've missed loads of stuff. Candy Overholes with a comment. Of course you are. Plant in chat. Yes, yes, Candy, of course. There's going to be a huge selection of plants available from us. They're not going to be the average everyday plant that you can get from other dealers and other online and other brick and mortar suppliers. Not that there's anything wrong with normal everyday plants. Every plant has a place in your aquarium. However, we're going to be bringing in a lot of quite unique plants because I've been doing my own plant micropropagation, have my very small own plant tissue culture laboratory. So all of this stuff is going to eventually come together, and these live streams that we're going to do every Friday at 8 p.m. Pacific, it's 11 p.m. Eastern, is a chance for me to give you guys a view into this process as much as I can as I do this. And hopefully I don't fall flat on my face. If I do, you guys are going to be here to witness it. So with that said, I really appreciate you guys coming by and hanging out with me. I'm really definitely losing my voice. It's a kind of a carry-on effect from allergy problems I've had from all the smoke from the California, Idaho, and Eastern Washington wildfires. So with that said, guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me. Thanks so much for coming by and hanging out here at Redfish Bluefish. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Please hit the bell, like, share, all that good stuff. I love you guys, and give me 2 more minutes of your time, please, 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 and let me send you off the right way. And we'll see you next here. We'll see you here next Friday at Redfish Bluefish. Let me mute this out here. My screen. Oh, there we go.